Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Esteemed FaceTime with Leaders, an initiative by World Development Corporation. I'm Vinu Anand at World Development Corporation. FaceTime with Leaders is a platform for industry titans to share their experiences, thoughts, ideas, and best practices in order to inspire one another and future leaders. In a nutshell, we attempt to encapsulate the multi-decadal learnings acquired by these industry leaders. We also hope that by conducting these FaceTime with Leaders interviews, we can bring together a global community of eminent personalities. By bringing together such visionaries on one platform, we hope to play a part in inspiring the lives of other leaders. Great learnings from great leaders undoubtedly assist everyone by identifying, nurturing, and using the trade secrets that are proven success formulae for many. And this is what we aim for with these sessions by making them a gathering of industry stalwarts and a knowledge sharing community. We have one such industry titan on FaceTime with Leaders with us today, Mr. Javed Qureshi, a paragon of strategic thinking, operational excellence, and business acumen. With over 22 years of cross functional experience, he has played a pivotal role in transforming organizations, aligning human capital and strategic goals, and driving operational efficiency. As the Chief Human Resource Officer at OCS Group, he has demonstrated a remarkable ability to navigate complex challenges, including mergers and acquisitions, while fostering a culture of innovation and employee engagement. Welcome, sir. Welcome to this place. And so, Mr. Qureshi, to begin with, could you let our viewers know in brief about your career journey so far?
Thank you, Vinu, for the kind introduction and the kind words. So, I'm privileged to be part of this interview session today, and also happy that I can share some of my experiences with a larger audience through this medium. So, my career journey has been very interesting and exciting. It's been 23 years of working so far, and when I look back, it really amazes me the kind of opportunities that came my way. So initially, I started my career with shipping, and then got an opportunity to work with industries like outsourcing, mortgage, insurance, and from the last 13 years, I've been working in the field of facilities management. OCS Group is one of the leading facilities management company in the world, and in OCS, also in my 13 years with OCS, I've been fortunate to perform various different roles. I started with quality. So my role was to implement management systems, ISO standards, and that gave me a good base to understand the entire framework of management systems and how they're implemented. Once I did this, I ventured into operations and was part of the operations team for a large time. While working in operations, I came across a very beautiful function or a topic, we might say so, is HSQE, health, safety, quality, and environment. And I really got amazed by the concepts and the work that we could do in our industry when it came to HSQE. So I ventured into HSQE and then was fortunate that I got an opportunity not only to work in India, but also to manage the HSQE portfolio for various countries in APAC. Largely, our organization is a blue collar workforce organization. And through the channel of HSQE, I could actually impact the lives of many colleagues who are frontline colleagues in our business. And then moving into HR was a very natural movement for me because the entire canvas of working with all these beautiful frontline colleagues and the opportunities to impact their lives were much more combined the HSQE and the HR piece. And that's what my current role is right now of Chief Human Resource Officer. and I manage the HSQ vertical, I manage the compliance and HR vertical. And the new addition to this entire piece is the very, very spoken about topic nowadays is ESG. So yes, we are doing a lot of things around ESG, and I find myself really fortunate to be able to work with so many different things in my 13-year journey. So in a nutshell, I find very, very exciting career so far, and I hope that this is just going to build up and scale up to a large extent.
Definitely. And such an amazing and exciting journey so far. Yes. How do you approach aligning HR strategies with the broader vision and goals of the business?
Okay, it's a very interesting question that you've asked. I mean, it's not only with HR, but I think all the functions within the organization needs to align with the vision and goals of the organization. Everybody does it in a different way altogether. My methodology is very simple. I think to do this piece, the first thing which is very, very important is that you really understand the strategy of the organization. You really understand to the core what is the vision, why is the vision, what are the goals, what are the objectives behind setting up these goals. I think this clarity is required unless and until you have a very clear understanding of your organization vision and goals, you would not be able to create a framework around. So for me, this understanding piece is very, very important. And then what you do is then you create your functional objectives in line and supporting the overall vision and mission statements and the goals of the organization. It has to be complementing what the organization wants. And then you have to break these objectives into smaller action items, because let's understand that when you learn when you run large businesses, there are so many people and different teams involved. It just cannot be one way of communicating, right? It has to be broken down into simple actions, simple objectives, things which people can relate to. So I think that is very, very important. And then what you do is you get the buy-in from the right stakeholders. So the stakeholders can be leadership, can be critical people in the operations and different functions. Important stakeholders can also be your workforce, your frontline workforce, because ultimately the entire action is happening on the shop floor, right? So all these stakeholders needs to be brought up, and everybody needs to buy in to this organization vision and goal. And then obviously you communicate to everybody, to the last man in the channel. And then once you've done all of this, you implement your plan, and then you continuously monitor the progress. So I think it's a very structured approach in terms of aligning any functional strategies to the broader vision and goals. And many organizations have been doing this beautifully. And I know some of them personally. So I think it's a very, very important piece in the organization. And I think if it is done correctly, then very high chances that the overall mission and vision will be achieved in an organization.
Thank you for sharing the knowledge, valuable knowledge, I should say. Given your expertise in HSQE, can you elaborate on a specific initiative you implemented to enhance health, safety, and quality culture in the workplace?
Sure. I mean, it's again very interesting and brings in a lot of experiences that we've had. Now, as I said, our workforce is majority blue collar workforce. The challenge that I could see when we started implementing HSQE is that the entire perception towards health and safety for these colleagues are very different, right? And especially when you compare our mindset against somebody in Europe or America. very, very different place to be in, right? So they see things differently. They would do things differently. So it becomes really challenging to create a very positive health and safety culture. To quote a couple of examples to you, what we did is we created different action items for different people. And I think the first block that we moved is around leadership. So the leadership steering of health and safety. And I think this should be the approach, because when it comes top down, then the buy-in from all the stakeholders becomes very, very easy. The first thing we put ourselves was that leaders should live through an example. They should actually demonstrate a safe work culture and environment so that everybody learns from them. And one of the initiative which is very rigorously followed in our organization is we call it CEV. That's colleague engagement visit. Now, what is CEV? All the leaders in the business, irrespective of their roles, they're expected to go to sites, they're expected to go to the shop floor and do conversation with the frontline colleagues, talk about health and safety, talk about their experiences, ask them about the challenges the workers are facing. And this becomes a really interesting conversation. And from a worker's point of view, when he sees that the topmost leaders are coming to them, talking to them about health and safety, then very, very high chances that they would want to be part of this initiative. And I think over the period of years, this particular initiative has been very, very successful to us. And all the colleagues, the frontline colleagues, they really love when leaders come and talk to them. So I think this has worked wonder for us. The second piece, I think what we could do correctly was to make health and safety as a common language that's spoken in the organization. So every meeting, no matter where it's conducted, starts with a safety talk, which emphasizes the organization's importance towards health and safety, zero tolerance toward anything that is not done correctly or that might impact the lives of our people. So I think that's also helped us. Uh, Rewarding positive behaviors, putting training, health and safety training as mandatory for everyone. So I think these initiatives have also helped us to bind the entire organization together and create their culture. And the last piece, I think, which was again very impactful for us, is from a frontline colleague perspective. We started a drive where we called it Power to Say No. And we told our frontline colleagues that, look, you are completely empowered to say no to any task that you feel is unsafe. Initially, it was really difficult for them to actually understand whether they actually have the power to say no. But we have demonstrated with real time actions that they could say no. And when they have said no, we have not forced them to do that action until and unless all the safety arrangements were done. So I think a couple of examples which actually tells it about what we have done as an organization. And I think we're on the journey. It's never enough on health and safety. We keep on continually improving. But I think from where we started, we've actually moved and covered up a lot of ground.
Amazing. How and when did you develop an interest in ESG and corporate governance?
Okay. See, I feel that at an organization level, we were always doing something on sustainability, something on corporate governance. There was no title as ESG, but I think in bits and pieces, we were always involved in doing these things. What has happened now is because ESG has come up as a concept, I think it's more structured now, it's more organized. You also have various tools to measure your performance on ESG. And I think that's beautiful. As far as I'm concerned, I really got influenced when in 2015, the United Nations released the 17 Sustainable Development Goals. I think they were very well put up. And then reflecting all those goals in terms of relevance to our organization, I think that's where my interest got developed in ESG. And over the period of years, we have done many initiatives that helped us to carve out our ESG policy and the way we would want to go ahead with this. One very important phase was COVID, right? So COVID, I think, brought something very challenging to the tables of the excoms and people who are running businesses and leading businesses. And I think the social part and the governance part was very crucial in those times. Various organizations have dealt with COVID challenge differently. And I think in our organization, I'm very proud to say that we have been very much socially active, aligned to our workforce. I think the governance was beautiful. And all the actions that we took in these difficult times, I think the bonding between the workforce and the organization has just immensely improved. So I think ESG will keep growing as a key performance indicators for the organizations. But I think as the question was asked, my interest especially got developed after the sustainable goals were released.
Thank you. So, as an ESG and corporate governance expert, what values do you bring to the table?
ESG brings so much to do. I'm part of the XCOM and the management team, and when I drive the ESG agenda, it gives me so many important things that the organization can actually do well. If we name a few of them, I think sustainable practices. ESG gives me an opportunity to advocate important sustainable goals within the organization. Everybody's talking about reducing carbon footprints, doing efficiencies around energy, doing conservation of resources. So ESG gives you an opportunity to drive this agenda. Uh, we work with a lot of people. I mean, the assets of our business are our people, right? So the social part also becomes very important. How we're talking to the community, what kind of a changes do I bring in the lives of our frontline colleagues? That also can be driven very intensely by the interventions of ESG. Uh, in today's world, when everything is changing so fast and organizations needs to be very agile, I think diversity inclusion becomes very important. Everybody is focusing on diversity and inclusion. Again, this becomes part of the ESG interventions. Being a large workforce, we always put special efforts that diversity and inclusion is encouraged at our workplace. And we have many beautiful examples to display that, as an organization, we are really focused on diversity and inclusion. Coming to the governance part, I think ESG also allows you to ethically conduct the business practices. So we have actually focused a lot on code of conduct, how we want to display our behavior as an organization, how we want our colleagues to display the ethical practices for our clients and member of public. This also becomes part of our corporate governance. And eventually, what we want to do as an organization is to create a long term value creation for all the stakeholders, for our clients, for our people, for the community that we work into. And all this can be leveraged by the programs and the initiatives of ESG. So I think when I see myself as a person who is in the driving seat to run the ESG agenda, see so many things and so many initiatives that we can drive and bring a very substantial difference in our communities, in the lives of our people. So, as I said in the beginning, ESG is going to be really big, and everything we are doing under ESG would ultimately translate into the key performance indicators for the organization.
Thank you for your valuable inputs. What are some of the most remarkable changes you have seen in your field with the changes in technology? And what changes do you expect to see with the advent of IoT, AI, ML, blockchain, big data, and Web 3.0?
Very, very interesting question, I would say. See, technology, nobody can avoid, right? All the industries, all the organization across the world, they have to deal with technology. And technology can bring some real significant transformations in the business. We are largely into engineering, operating, and maintenance services. So technology is a natural part of our deliverables. But over the period of time, I think what technology has helped us is uh, making us more efficient and effective as business. Digital transformations have happened. So, from the era of recording things on a paper, logbooks, we've just moved into digital forms, sensors now capturing data points. So that has brought up a lot of efficiency and accuracy in the systems and the processes. Another big thing that technology has done is around artificial intelligence and IoT solutions. So many new solutions are being introduced in the workspaces now. When we work with large utilities, we now see that there are so many organizations out in the market who have so intense solutions that they really translate into better profitability, better operational effectiveness, better efficiency. And when we embed this into our solutions, we have seen higher customer retention and a better customer satisfaction. So technology has really leveraged us to strengthen our relationships with our clients, and not only clients, it's also with the employees. Again, giving an example of COVID, what happened in COVID was, everybody was restricted around movements, and technology has brought up this remote work culture, collaboration tools, and suddenly you see that all those things which you never thought that they could be done virtually, people are very, very comfortable doing that now. May it be client meetings, may it be internal team meetings. I see workshops happening virtually. So the way we are operating now as businesses has completely been impacted by the interventions of technology. Data analytics is something again big. We work, everybody, I mean, not only us, everybody works with a lot of data. And I think if you have specific tools around how you would want to analyze your data, slice and dice it to make better decisions for the business, they can actually change the way the operations runs and the profitability of the organization. So, all these interventions, we can just keep on talking about this because technology is just bringing one after another after another. But I think we have to be selective as well, because not everything in technology can be useful. So organizations needs to be really specific in terms of what is that they want to do with technology. Pick up those couple of two, three, four important aspects of technology and solution, and then really embed that and create something good for their external customers and for the internal customers.
Thank you for sharing so much knowledge. We are building a community of industry magnates. The move is meant for cross-pollination of knowledge and building a knowledge-sharing community of corporate giants and industry experts. What are your thoughts about this initiative taken by Mr. Zishan Pathan, Mr. Heval Mehta, and the whole World Development Corporation team?
I think it's fantastic. I mean, the work Zishan, Havel are doing is fantastic. And see, this is directly going to contribute to the growth of our country at a very macro level, right? See what's happening now, if you realize, and always in the past as well, people are doing bits and pieces in silos, and it's really not communicated the way it should be, right? What Zishan and Hevel are doing is they're creating a common platform where all this knowledge comes, all these people come on a common platform and share their experiences. But what has been done is that this collective learning has become so big that you just can't imagine the kind of an impact that would put overall as an industry and to the country. I mean, if I go some years back, if I had some challenge in the business or I wanted some clarity, right? I would either go on Google, try to find some solution around it, or maybe talk to a few people that I was aware of. But now what's happening here is because this platform has been created, it's just a question that I throw in that forum. And there are so many responses to that. The help is so immediate. And then you really feel very empowered. So I think again, I would really like to congratulate Zishan Hevel for creating this platform to run this initiative. I think they're doing a real good job. And the more and more people they get associated with this forum, I think as an industry, we will grow and this collective learning will really, really help us. So I think very, very good job.
Thank you so much for your kind and motivating words.
Pleasure. Pleasure.
Great. It was fantastic conversing with you, and I'm confident that your insights will inspire future leaders. Thank you, Javed sir, for joining us today. Wish you all the best for your future endeavors. Moreover, trust that this initiative by Directors Institute unquestionably has expanded the participants' understanding and enriched their minds. Thank you so much for joining us today. Have a wonderful day ahead, sir.
Thank you, Vinu, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share my experiences.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.